Happiness, an aspiration seemingly universal, often remains undefined and elusive for many. We pursue it relentlessly, yet seldom contemplate its personal meaning. It's not a future destination, but a present construction, a craft to be honed rather than a coincidence to be stumbled upon. It hinges not merely on external events, but fundamentally on our responses, our mindset, and our overall life approach. The central question then becomes, where do we unearth this coveted happiness? Is it hidden like buried treasure, held by someone else? Or has it been within our grasp all along? I posit that happiness originates with self-awareness, a deep understanding of your worth, your passions, and the simple joys that ignite your spirit. It's a cultivation, a gradual process akin to tending a garden. You eradicate the weeds of negativity, plant seeds of gratitude, and nourish them with consistent positive habits. However, a crucial element often overlooked is the intensely personal nature of happiness. What brings fulfillment to one may not resonate with another. Nevertheless, universal, time-tested principles exist that can guide anyone toward a more joyous existence. These aren't abstract concepts, but practical steps that can be implemented immediately and consistently. The Dalai Lama Wisdom shares 5 such principles, 5 pathways to happiness that have been witnessed transforming lives. As we explore each, I encourage reflection, adaptation, and personalization to integrate these ideas into your own life. If the Dalai Lama's wisdom is helping you see happiness in a new way, take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. His teachings offer timeless guidance on living with peace and fulfillment. So stay with us as we explore them even deeper. The first key to unlocking happiness is the practice of gratitude. You've likely heard the phrase, "Count your blessings," but have you genuinely internalized its meaning? I'm not referring to a fleeting moment of thankfulness, but rather a deliberate, thoughtful reflection on the abundance of good in your life. Gratitude is a straightforward yet profound method to alter your perspective and consequently your happiness. Consider this: how frequently do we dwell on what we lack, on what's amiss? It's easy to fall into the trap of comparison, observing others' lives and believing, if only I possessed what they have, then I would be happy. When was the last time you paused to appreciate your current blessings? The security of your home, the sustenance on your table, the caring individuals in your life. These are often taken for granted, yet they represent the very things many yearn for. Early in my life, I gained a profound understanding of gratitude's power, although through a challenging route. I mistakenly believed that happiness was contingent on success, financial security, a booming business, and external validation. While those achievements are undoubtedly positive, they aren't the source of true happiness. I recall an instance when a mentor inquired about my daily gratitude. I was at a loss, unable to think of anything beyond superficialities. He pointed out that I was searching too far afield and advised me to start with the small things. That evening, I compiled a list of 10 things I was grateful for. The warmth of my home, the wisdom gleaned from failures, even the sunrise I had previously ignored. Remarkably, my mindset began to shift. Gratitude cultivates a sense of abundance, reminding you that you already possess ample reason to be happy. To cultivate a habit of gratitude, consider this simple exercise. Begin each cultivate joy daily by noting 3 things you're thankful for. These don't need to be significant occasions. Minor pleasures hold equal weight. Over time, this exercise recalibrates your mind to seek positivity in every situation. There will inevitably be instances when life feels insurmountable, when finding something to be thankful for seems impossible. However, even during challenging times, there's invariably something to appreciate. Perhaps it's the hidden lesson within the ordeal, or an inner fortitude you were unaware you possessed. Practicing thankfulness doesn't mean ignoring your difficulties. It means discovering the silver lining within them. A story that resonates with me about gratitude involves a farmer I once encountered. He possessed limited financial resources. His farm was modest, his income meager, yet he was among the most content individuals I'd ever met. When I inquired about his secret, he responded that each evening he would sit on his porch and reflect on his blessings. the stars, the tranquility of the night, and the ability to engage in work he loved regardless of its challenges. Concentrating on these aspects gave him a sense of abundance. That sentiment has stayed with me. Contentment isn't determined by what you own, but by the extent to which you cherish what you have. Furthermore, expressing gratitude strengthens bonds. Conveying thankfulness to others reinforces connections and infuses more happiness into your life. When was the last time you offered a genuine thank you to your spouse, friend, or colleague? A simple expression of gratitude can brighten someone's day, as well as your own. I encourage you to adopt thankfulness as your default mode. The next time you're caught in traffic, instead of becoming frustrated, be appreciative of the vehicle that transports you to your destination. When it rains rather than complaining, acknowledge the water that nourishes the earth. This change in perspective isn't solely about experiencing immediate good feelings. It's about establishing a durable foundation for joy. Gratitude functions like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. As it strengthens, so does your sense of fulfillment. Therefore, begin today by acknowledging your blessings, regardless of how insignificant they may seem, because happiness isn't something to be discovered. It's present in the small moments, awaiting your awareness. Another approach to discovering joy involves pursuing meaningful goals. Happiness transcends fleeting positive emotions. It encompasses a sense of purpose, a motivation to begin each day. Goals provide our lives with direction, offering something to strive for and evolve into. Without them, we tend to wander, which can result in feelings of disorientation. A meaningful aim serves as a guiding light, illuminating our path and filling our journey with significance and satisfaction. However, not all objectives are created equal. Some individuals set goals based solely on external expectations, pursuing someone else's aspirations instead of their own. If your objectives aren't aligned with your core values, no amount of achievement will bring happiness. Therefore, the initial step involves identifying what truly matters to you. Consider what excites you, the type of individual you aspire to become, and the legacy you want to leave behind. These questions require careful thought and reflection rather than a quick answer. However, once you understand your priorities, you can begin setting goals that provide genuine fulfillment. I will share a story about a man I once encountered, an exceedingly affluent individual, possessing every conceivable material advantage. Yet, when queried about his contentment, he paused, confessing that he felt as though he had ascended a ladder, only to discover it was positioned against an unsuitable edifice. This sentiment arises when one pursues objectives devoid of genuine personal significance. The attainment feels hollow. Conversely, when aspirations resonate with one's passions and guiding principles, the expedition itself metamorphoses into a fount of joy. Consider this subsequent point. Dissect your objectives. Individuals sometimes establish colossal, intimidating aspirations, so expansive that they are unsure of where to commence. Consequently, they never initiate the endeavor. Have you ever experienced a similar predicament where you envision grand possibilities but feel immobilized because the ambition appears unattainable? The key lies in recognizing that monumental aspirations are realized through incremental advancements. Deconstruct your objective into manageable segments, prioritizing what you can accomplish today to advance. Progression, regardless of its magnitude, engenders impetus, which in turn begets felicity. Another cardinal aspect is maintaining adaptability. Life invariably presents unforeseen challenges. One embarks on a trajectory only for an unanticipated event to occur. Thus, it is imperative to periodically reassess and recalibrate your objectives as you evolve and as circumstances shift. Flexibility does not denote abandoning your aspirations. Rather, it entails discovering novel methodologies for their pursuit. However, there exists a facet often overlooked. Not all objectives pertain to accomplishment. Some of the most profound objectives are concerned with personal evolution. If your objective is to cultivate into a more exemplary parent, this is not an objective that can be simply ticked off a checklist. It is a perpetual odyssey of acquiring patience and affection. The same principle applies to objectives pertaining to character enhancement. cultivating greater patience, empathy, and valor. These are the objectives that mold your identity and yield a more profound sense of contentment. One of the most efficacious approaches to pursuing meaningful objectives is to document them. There is an inherent quality in committing words to paper that imbues an objective with tangibility. It ceases to be merely a fleeting thought. It becomes a formal pledge. Upon documenting it, retain it in a conspicuous location, your desk, mirror, or refrigerator, serving as a daily reminder of your aspirations. It is also imperative to commemorate advancement. Frequently, individuals defer gratification until the ultimate objective is realized. However, contentment is not solely confined to the destination. It resides within the voyage. Upon attaining a milestone, regardless of its scale, pause to celebrate and acknowledge your progression. These minor victories sustain motivation and serve as a reminder that you are on the correct trajectory. Disclose your objectives to a trusted confidant. Accountability possesses an intrinsic capacity to propel one forward. This could be a mentor, a companion, or even a collective of like-minded individuals. By sharing your objectives, you invite assistance and encouragement into your expedition. Pursuing meaningful objectives is not merely about crossing the finish line. It is about leading a life imbued with intention, a life that mirrors what is genuinely consequential to you. When you awaken each day with a sense of purpose, contentment transcends the realm of mere possibility and becomes a natural consequence. Subsequently, the third avenue to attain contentment in life is to cultivate significant interpersonal connections. Contentment is not achieved in isolation. It flourishes within the context of relationships and the bonds we forge with others. Relationships constitute one of the most prolific sources of fulfillment. Navigating the complexities of life, we often seek joy and fulfillment, yet a crucial element to remember is that not all interpersonal connections are the same. Some elevate our spirits and contribute to our growth, while others can be draining and even detrimental. Nurturing significant bonds isn't just about being surrounded by individuals, it's about being surrounded by the right individuals. The foundation of strong relationships lies in quality over quantity. Consider the person who boasts about a multitude of acquaintances they label as companions, but still battles feelings of solitude. The depth of a connection far outweighs its numerical value. A singular, genuine bond with someone who truly understands and supports you is more valuable than a multitude of shallow friendships. Reflect on your own network. Who makes you feel seen, heard, and appreciated? Who challenges you to evolve and become your best self? These are the individuals to cherish and prioritize. Conversely, who might be pulling you in an unfavorable direction? For the sake of your well-being, establishing boundaries or even severing ties with relationships that no longer serve you might be necessary. A core principle of thriving relationships is effective communication. Often we assume others understand our thoughts and feelings, leading to misunderstandings stemming from a failure to articulate ourselves clearly. Genuine connection necessitates honesty, vulnerability, and the courage to express your truth. However, it also demands attentive listening, not just hearing, but truly listening to comprehend rather than formulate a response. Early in life, a lesson impressed upon me the importance of relationships. I was once engrossed in my work and ambitions, inadvertently neglecting those closest to me. I assumed they understood my busyness. One day, a friend remarked that professional and financial achievement is great, but don't let it come at the cost of the relationships that truly matter. It struck a chord and reminded me that accomplishments and success are hollow if not shared with others. One of the most impactful ways to fortify your relationships is through the investment of time. Time is an invaluable gift because it is finite, it cannot be replenished. Make time to call a friend, share a meal with family, or simply offer your presence to someone in need. The gesture doesn't need to be extravagant, it simply needs to be heartfelt. Acts of kindness, however small, possess the power to transform relationships. A thoughtful gesture, a kind word, a willingness to lend a helping hand. These actions foster trust and warmth. They demonstrate care, which encourages reciprocation. Kindness is infectious. The more you give, the more you tend to receive. Furthermore, cultivating meaningful relationships involves practicing forgiveness. No relationship is flawless. Misunderstandings, disagreements, and hurt feelings are inevitable. However, harboring grudges only breeds distance and animosity. Forgiveness isn't about condoning behavior, it's about choosing to release the anger and resentment that weigh you down. Forgiveness frees you to move forward. I once encountered a man who appeared to have it all: success, wealth, and influence. Yet he confessed to feeling a profound emptiness. Through conversation, he realized that he had neglected his relationships, prioritizing his career at the expense of his family and friends. His story highlights the importance of keeping our relationships strong and healthy. After making the crucial choice to restore ties, he initiated contact with his siblings, dedicated his weekends to spending time with his children, and reached out to former acquaintances. As time progressed, he shared with me that his existence felt more fulfilling and meaningful than ever before. His contentment didn't stem from acquiring more possessions. Rather, it arose from rekindling relationships with the individuals who held the most significance in his life. Keep in mind that interpersonal connections are not solely about personal gain. They are equally about what one can contribute. Strive to embody the kind of friend, partner, or family member you aspire to have in your life. Extend support without expecting anything in return. Be attentive and present when someone requires your assistance. Celebrate their achievements and provide unwavering support during their hardships. When you nurture relationships with a giving attitude, you initiate a reverberating effect of affection and bonding that reciprocates in unforeseen ways. Meaningful relationships constitute the bedrock of a contented life. They furnish us with encouragement, joy, and a sense of belonging. Therefore, cultivate them diligently, safeguard them attentively, and above all, cherish them sincerely. Ultimately, the caliber of your relationships will define the essence of your life. Subsequently, the fourth avenue to attaining happiness in life involves inhabiting the present moment. This principle may appear straightforward, even self-evident. However, I assure you that it represents one of the most challenging feats to accomplish consistently. We navigate a world replete with distractions, obligations, and thoughts that pull us in every conceivable direction, often diverting us from what truly matters, the here and now. Yet happiness, genuine happiness, exists exclusively in the present. It does not reside in the past, nor does it await you in the future. It is readily available to be experienced if you permit it. Regrettably, countless individuals spend their lives ensnared in the past, repeatedly reliving past missteps, clinging to regrets, and ruminating on what might have been. Conversely, some dwell entirely in the future, perpetually planning and anticipating that elusive someday when life will finally attain perfection. Have you ever caught yourself uttering phrases such as, "I'll be happy when the promotion arrives, when the children are grown, when I retire"? However, the unvarnished truth is that if you are perpetually deferring happiness, it will perpetually remain just beyond your grasp. Living in the present moment entails relinquishing those mental restraints, those attachments to the past and future, and embracing the unfolding reality of the present. And I assure you, the present moment is a gift, hence its designation as the present. Now, how do we accomplish this? How do we cultivate presence in our everyday lives? It commences with heightened awareness of your thoughts, your surroundings, and your emotions. A majority of us operate on autopilot, mechanically going through the motions without genuinely engaging with the world that surrounds us. Have you ever driven to a destination and subsequently realized that you couldn't even recollect the journey? That exemplifies autopilot. Living in the present necessitates disengaging autopilot and assuming control of your attention. One of the most elementary methods to practice this is to concentrate on your senses. Right now, wherever you may be, take a moment to observe what you can see, hear, smell, and feel. Listen attentively to the sounds that envelop you, the hum of existence that is perpetually present but frequently overlooked. Notice the textures beneath your fingertips, the rhythm of your breath. These subtle, mindful actions anchor you in the present moment and remind you of the richness of life. Speaking of the breath, do not underestimate its inherent power. Breathing is an unconscious act, but when you transform it into a conscious endeavor, it evolves into a tool for grounding yourself. Attempt this the next time you feel overwhelmed. In moments of mental agitation, taking a deliberate pause for 3 profound breaths can be transformative. Inhale deliberately, sustain the breath momentarily, and then exhale slowly. This simple act can foster a sense of tranquility, guiding you back to the present moment. Embracing the present also entails accepting life's current state. Frequently, we resist the now because it diverges from our expectations or desires. However, opposing reality only begets distress. When you accept the existing circumstances without judgment, you attain a sense of serenity. This acceptance doesn't mandate affection for every instant, but it does require acknowledging the inherent value within each moment. Consider the individuals in your life and reflect on the extent of your presence with them. When you're engaged with someone, are you genuinely and completely there, or does your mind wander elsewhere? One of the most precious gifts you can offer is your presence, your complete and focused attention. It fortifies your relationships and cultivates more profound connections. Living in the present is not solely about experiencing immediate happiness. It's about constructing a life abundant with significant moments. Every day presents an opportunity to pause, to appreciate, and to fully engage with the surrounding world. When you embrace this, happiness ceases to be an elusive pursuit and becomes a natural experience. Another avenue to discover happiness in life is through selfless contribution. Profound and enduring joy arises from contributing to something larger than oneself. When you give back, you tap into a sense of purpose that transcends personal gain. Giving establishes connections with others, with the world, and with our higher selves. It is a direct route to genuine happiness. Ponder the power of giving. It resides in its ability to redirect focus away from ourselves. Dissatisfaction often stems from excessive preoccupation with our own problems, desires, and struggles. However, when you engage in giving, you transcend these self-centered concerns. You start considering the needs of others, what you can offer, and how you can make a difference. This change in perspective unveils a sense of fulfillment that is difficult to replicate elsewhere. There is a story of a man who experienced misfortune after losing his job. He struggled to make ends meet, but instead of dwelling on his plight, he chose to volunteer at a local soup kitchen a few hours each week. Initially, he considered it a way to occupy his time, but he was surprised by its impact on his outlook. Witnessing others facing similar challenges reminded him of his inner strength and resilience. Giving back not only elevated his mood, but also reignited his hope and motivation. Giving does not always necessitate grand gestures. Often the smallest acts of kindness have the greatest impact. A smile, a compliment, a helping hand. These simple actions can brighten someone's day and consequently brighten your own. Have you ever felt the elation of making someone else happy? This encapsulates the magic of giving. It sets off a chain reaction. When you give joy, you receive joy. The concept of giving isn't restricted to material possessions. While donating money or resources can have a significant impact, some of the most meaningful ways to give do not require financial resources. You can give your time through volunteering or simply being present for someone in need. You can share your knowledge through teaching or mentoring. You can offer encouragement by believing in someone when they lack belief in themselves. Early in my journey, as I navigated the initial stages of my career, a mentor selflessly extended his guidance. He wasn't obligated to do so, nor did he gain anything tangible from it. However, he invested his time, shared his insights, and expressed confidence in my potential. This act of generosity profoundly shaped my life, instilling in me the significance of reciprocating such kindness. Over the years, I've endeavored to emulate this example by offering support to others, mirroring the support I once received. The satisfaction derived from witnessing the triumph of someone you've assisted is unparalleled. Another impactful method of giving back is through the expression of gratitude. When gratitude is vocalized, it transforms into a gift for the recipient. Recall the last instance when someone genuinely expressed their appreciation to you. How did it affect you? By acknowledging and thanking those who have aided, supported, or inspired you, you're presenting them with a gift that strengthens your relationship and elevates the spirits of both parties. Acts of generosity significantly influence your community. When you contribute to its welfare, you foster an atmosphere conducive to happiness. Communities grounded in mutual aid and generosity demonstrate greater strength, resilience, and joy. However, it's essential to consider how to balance giving with self-care. Giving should not deplete your own well-being. It's not about sacrificing everything you possess until nothing remains. Instead, it's about identifying avenues for giving that rejuvenate rather than exhaust you. When you give from a position of abundance, you initiate a cycle of giving and receiving that benefits everyone involved. You cannot give from an empty reservoir. Thus, prioritize your well-being first and then offer from the overflow. This approach ensures that your giving stems from joy rather than obligation, and this joy amplifies its impact. Giving back reminds us of our interconnectedness. We are all elements of a larger whole, and our actions produce ripple effects that extend beyond our immediate perception. Through acts of generosity, you contribute to this larger whole and play a role in creating a better world, cultivating a profound sense of belonging and purpose. Identify avenues for giving, whether grand or modest, public or private, planned or spontaneous. These acts of giving will enrich the lives of others and your own. Ultimately, happiness flourishes when shared. When these elements converge, happiness emerges not as a distant goal, but as a journey marked by intentional choices. Each principle explored serves as a milestone along this path. These are not merely abstract concepts. They are habits, perspectives, and actions that can be incorporated into your daily routine. Happiness is not synonymous with perfection, nor does it imply that everything will always align with your preferences. Life will inevitably present challenges, fluctuations, and moments of uncertainty. However, happiness resides in how you respond to these circumstances. Choosing to recognize the positive aspects, embrace the journey, and prioritize what truly matters. Reflect on your current position. What facets of your life bring you the greatest joy? Where do you perceive opportunities for change or growth? Happiness is attainable, but requires proactive engagement and commitment to yourself and these principles. Gifts such as believing in yourself are invaluable, and their influence can be substantial. To cultivate a genuinely satisfying existence, remember that this journey isn't a competition. Initiate progress gradually, focusing on incremental improvements and adopting one constructive habit at a time. The elegance of these guiding philosophies lies in their synergy. Cultivating thankfulness enhances interpersonal connections, while establishing significant objectives infuses each day with purpose. Contributing to others solidifies feelings of appreciation. Each action bolsters the others, weaving together a tapestry of existence that exudes harmony and equilibrium. We'd love to hear from you. Have you tried applying these techniques in your daily life? Share your experiences in the comments. What worked for you, what challenges you faced, and how these insights have impacted your journey. Your story might inspire someone else on their path to happiness. As you progress, understand that contentment isn't an external pursuit, but an internal creation. The world doesn't bestow joy, rather, it emanates from within. This joy isn't exclusive to a select group. It's accessible to anyone who embraces its principles. The pivotal question is whether you'll opt in. Will you implement the acquired insights into your daily life? If you commit to this path, I assure you that the resulting happiness will not only enrich your personal experience, but positively impact everyone you encounter. Therefore, commence today, utilizing your current resources and taking that initial step. Happiness awaits, not as a distant prospect, but as a present reality manifested in your daily choices.